Morning everybody, it's Friday the 26th of September 2025. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm starting my morning run. I'm going to talk to you about the Berlin Marathon, which was run on the weekend just past. And so, to be clear, before I get into it, I haven't run marathon distance ever. I have not run in Berlin ever. I know that the running of a marathon is a real challenge for the body and the mind. And in fact, the mental battle is probably the bigger battle. So I want to give full credit to anybody who has run any marathon in any time, because getting to the starting line and then finishing the event, no matter what time it took you, is, as I just said, a real challenge for the body and the mind. I'm going to talk about a couple named Ben and Mary Bridges, who are very serious runners, and I'm not going to be telling you anything they haven't already said themselves, and I'm not saying it or talking about it as a way to criticise or disparage them or their efforts, bearing in mind what I just said about anyone who's done a marathon. But I'm just using them and what they have said themselves as an example of what can happen on the day. And with all that out of the way, let me get into it. There's a expression, you might say a cliche, in sport that says, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And I think for the most part it's probably true. But sometimes you can do all the preparation exactly as it's set out for you, and as you know you should do it, and yet things still don't go according to the plan. So Ben and Mary Bridges, they're a couple who are in their early to mid 40s. They live in Thailand. They have a channel called This Messy Happy, a YouTube channel that is. They're qualified running coaches, and they're very serious people when it comes to running. They do everything that they know they should do. They are qualified running coaches, and so they know how to plan and prepare for a marathon. They do long runs, track sessions, strength and conditioning work. They stretching. They do a lot of work on their diet and nutrition, and they're very conscious about hydration. I hope I'm painting a picture of two people who are very thorough and meticulous in their preparation for a running event. They run the Chicago Marathon They run the Boston Marathon. They run the Berlin Marathon. And in 4 weeks from last weekend, they're going to run in Cape Town. So they're very serious and thorough and meticulous in their preparation for a running event. So they've been in England, which is where they're originally from, and they'd flown from England to Berlin 3 days, I think it was 3 days, before the marathon. First day, I'm getting all this information, by the way, from videos that they have made themselves, and they've made them, I think, similar reasons as I am, to just point out things that can happen. So they get to Berlin, they go down to the venue where you go and pick up your participation package, your bib, your number, and all that stuff. They check out all the merchandise. They make sure in those days before the race starts they've eaten properly, that they've done the right things in terms of hydrating. On the second day, they arrange to meet a bunch of people, some of whom they coach, I guess, and some of whom are just tagging along with their friends and whatever, for a 5k shakeout, that's what they called it, run along the river in Berlin. So that's to just to make sure that they shake out any jet lag. You've only flown a couple of hours from London to Berlin, but as I say, these are meticulous people. So they run their 5k event, and they feel good about it. They do some more fueling and more meeting of friends and so on, and then they have on the day before the event what they call a legs up day, where I guess they put their feet up and don't do anything and just get themselves in the right frame of mind for what they're going to do the next day. Now in that time, while they're making the video, they go through their outfit. They both show the top they're going to wear, the shorts they're going to wear, the pockets built in for the gels that they're going to carry, what the gels are, when they think they're going to have them, the shoes, Alpha Fly for him, and Saucony something or other for her, and even down to the socks. So again, as I say, they're fully prepared, and they've so morning of the event. They go down to the start line. They're separating into their groups because she's in a different qualifying group than he is. And they set off. Ready, set, go. Now Ben, I'll talk about him first. He, after about 1k, realises something's not right here. Something's not right. All of his plans for the pace he knew he had to run, which is something like 3:48, which he says he's well and truly capable of, has done before, to give him a 2 hours 30 or thereabout finish. He just can't get it. The way he explained it was that his legs just didn't arrive. It was 24 degrees in Berlin that day and humid, but he's from Thailand, and he said, I can't use that as an excuse. His legs just did not come to do what he wanted them to do that day. Now, to be fair, he finished the event. His pace, as I said, wasn't what he wanted it, and neither was his finishing time, but he still finished in under 3 hours. And obviously he was disappointed that things didn't go according to plan. Like I said, full credit to anyone who's run the marathon, no matter what time it takes you to do it. Now in Mary's case, she's about 5k's in, and she starts to feel hot. And yes, it's warm, 24 degrees and humid. As I said, they're from Thailand. She found, I think she was talking about running at 4:30 per kilometre or something like that, giving her 3 or something hours finish. Something she's done before and capable of doing. So she has to adjust her plan and her thinking, and her pace isn't what she wanted it to be. Nevertheless, again, she finishes the marathon in about 3.5 hours, I think she said. As I said, full credit to them for that. It's not an attempt to in any way disparage or criticise them. It's a case of saying, well, you prepared, and you prepared meticulously, and you did everything you should have done. And if you were coaching another person and I had done what you'd done, he would say, well, you're in the best shape to go do this event. And that was their case. But as he said, his legs just didn't turn up on the day. And that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make here. That sometimes things just don't go according to plan. There's that song that says, some days are diamond, some days are stone. And so what you have to do then is say, well, things just didn't work out today. I did everything I should have done, and I fully prepared and so forth, but things just didn't work out the way they were supposed to. They, that is Ben and Mary, they have access to all sorts of data, and they've got smartwatches, and they've got those magic rings that some people wear that collect all sorts of data as well, and they've got their training schedules to look back on and all that sort of stuff. So they've got plenty to analyse, to think, what could I do better? What should I change? What should I do differently? And the answer might be nothing. Everything you did was perfect, and what you should have done, it just wasn't your day. And that happens to all of us, whether we're marathon runners or a park runner or just a bloke like this running somewhere on a Friday morning. Sometimes things just don't go according to the plan, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Well, that's all I want to say. So thank you for watching. If you have a comment, then make it in the appropriate place. Comment on the content, and I'll become aware of it. I'll respond. Enjoy your day. If you're running somewhere today or tomorrow, enjoy that, and just do the best you can do that day. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, whenever that might be.